Who controls your image? Hello, everybody. This is the Gabby Mack project, and it's 6 o'clock somewhere. Salute to my veterans, active duty service members for keeping us free, and to our policemen and women and firefighters for keeping us safe. I wasn't going to do a video today, but I felt compelled to do one after what I saw on a trip to one of those big box stores today. So let's talk about it. Who controls your image? And the question then becomes, does self-image matter in today's society? There's been a lot of talk on the internet lately addressing this thing about Monique and what she said about women coming out into the public dressed any kind of way, especially in bonnets and slippers. I want you to listen to a clip by Eva Monroe.
Is how older women who have lived, let me get my microphone, because I don't know if y'all can hear me. Y'all need to hear me. Okay? Y'all need to hear me. What's throwing me off is how older women who have lived, who have done things, they've done this thing called life. They've been through trials and tribulations, and they have the scars and the marks to prove it, and the wounds. How we, because I'm in that category, cannot speak or we cannot say anything to the young queens in this world. When did that happen? Like when did that become a thing? I think about when I was growing up, and I'm going to speak more on that later, but when I was growing up, I didn't have anyone in my immediate family to care about me, okay? I didn't have anyone to teach me how to be a lady. I didn't have anybody to teach me how to properly cleanse myself, how to sit, how to walk, how to speak in public, how to dress. And so as I got older and I started to have friends, and I'm speaking on, I didn't have anybody to do those things for me after my grandmother passed away. Life was pretty much over for me when she passed away. She died, I died as a child. So as I got older and I started to have friends, it was their mothers and their grandmothers, the older women, who I looked to, who I respected, who I watched. I watched what they did. I wanted to dress how they dressed, except when they were fancy, I was all up in their business. When they smelled good, I wanted to smell like they smelled. And sometimes they cussed, I wanted to cuss too. I wanted to be like them, and everything they said to me, I pretty much paid attention to. Now, you know that there's some things you gotta let these little young girls do. You gotta let them fall down, bump their head a time or two in order for them to understand, what they were telling me, what the old heads were saying is really right. I respected them. I would have never in my life dreamed of coming for them. That I would never done that. We didn't have social media. I wouldn't have came for them from across town on a payphone. I would have never came for them, because I had more respect for them than that. So I don't really understand what this thing is where nowadays young girls, you have Meg, you have Cardi, you have Lizzo. These are the people that they're modeling themselves after. These are their role models. These are the people that they're following. And you, if you're just normal or you basic or you old, you can't say anything to them. If you ain't twerking, if you ain't practicing body positivity on social media, we're going to talk about that too. Stick around in a second. You can't say anything to these young girls, and it's really sad to me. Now, when did it become breaking news that it's not appropriate to wear your bonnet in public? When did that become breaking news? Who would think for 1 minute that anything you buy that's in that little area over in Walmart that is intimate garments and pajamas. Who would think that anybody would think that anything in that section is appropriate to wear out of the house? Appearance doesn't matter. People, you will hear this all day long. People have said this. I did a video about ditch the yoga pants. Like, y'all stop running around in yoga pants. You ain't got nothing covering up your butt. You got on your boyfriend's big sweatshirt or his holy t-shirt and your slippers and your bonnet. Stop doing this. And women were in my comment section telling me to leave these girls alone. Now, there were many women for the most part were saying, you know what? You helped me. I'm going to do better. I can do better. Because I said in this video that when you leave your house looking like that, people assume two things about you. They assume that your life has defeated you. You look like my rent ain't been paid, my car's gonna get repoed, my baby daddy left me, and this is how I show up into the world. And then people look at you like you just don't give a damn about yourself. Is appearance everything? No, appearance isn't everything, but it's the first thing that people see about you. And I feel like people who walk around like this all the time, when they go to certain places and they get treated a certain way, they're the first people to be on social media saying they said this, or they looked at me like that, or they wouldn't let. Are we supposed to live in a world where people don't treat you different based upon the way you look? Absolutely. Based upon the way you talk? Absolutely. Based upon the color of your skin? Absolutely. But guess what? We don't. We don't. Before people smell you, before they hear you speak, before they know if you're a scholar, before they know if you're dumb, before they know anything about you, they look at you. They look at you. And when you have on a bonnet and fuzzy slippers, unfortunately, they're going to automatically put you in a class. Automatically. I was watching some of the clapback videos, and I watched, well, it wasn't actually a clapback, but Tammy Roman was responding to Monique, and she said Monique needs to mind her own business. I don't agree with that, because these young girls are our business. And if you're the type of person who doesn't feel like it's ever appropriate to address them or their bad behavior, then you're part of the problem. You're not part of the solution. But Tammy said, my own daughter, when she leaves out and goes to the Shell gas station in her bonnet, I'm going to mind my business. No, not me. I wish I would see my daughter going to the Shell gas station, thinking she's going to the Shell gas station in a bonnet. I'm going to say something. I'm going to say everything because she is my business.
Okay.
So it's so crazy to me. It's almost funny.
Okay, I'm going to stop the video there. Thank you, Sister Monroe. Now, back in the day, I doubt if you would have caught anyone out dressed like that, unless you were running out of a burning house. Now, even if your people were dirt poor, you wouldn't have seen that. You didn't go to town looking like that. You just didn't. You represented the family, and that would not have been a good look. Now, I realize that it's summer and it's hot, but damn, do better. On the surface, it seems like a lot of people have taken to the notion that anything goes insofar as the way they dress. So, that being the case, don't be shocked at the way people look at you. I mean, you're pretty much inviting the stares. For me, exactly. I was in the store today, and I have to admit the scene was absolutely wonderful. The heat has brought out some women who are wearing those short shorts. You know, the one that just cover the buttocks. So, women, what do you expect men to do? Not to look? Especially if you're attractive? Not going to happen. But some of you have the audacity to say, what are you looking at? Are you serious? Men are going to watch. So, you get an attitude. Oh, well. If you don't want men to look at you, then how about making a different decision about the way you come out of your house the next time? But on the other hand, let's talk about the ones that were wearing stuff they should not have been wearing. Now, I have seen some really heavy women wearing stuff so tight that I know they must have had help getting into it. You can't be a size 18 trying to fit in a size 10. It won't work. It really won't. Now, I saw several women who looked like they were going to bust. And Lord, let's not talk about their hair. Black women, no matter what your friends are telling you, green hair, purple hair, orange hair is not attractive. It just isn't. So stop it. Now, let's talk about attitude. It's as if some of you wake up in the morning on the wrong side of the bed every day, angry at God knows what. You have a frown from the time you get up until the time you go to bed. Who wants to be around anybody like that? Maybe, just maybe, if you looked in the mirror first thing in the morning and smiled at yourself, your day would be better. Try it. You never know. But in today's society with the modern women, it seems anything goes. You know that, be yourself, girl. Take me as I am. Well, all that sounds good, but only if you live on an island. In a society, there are acceptable standards of behavior and dress. And a lot of black women today just aren't measuring up. Now, let's talk about the way you speak. The way you speak says volumes. If you hem and ha and can't put together a coherent sentence, then what is society supposed to think about you? You may be the brightest star in the universe, but the ability to speak well or not allows people to make critical assumptions about you, right or wrong. It's the way it is. I see a lot of female content creators who are dolled up, but the language that come out of their mouths would make a sailor blush. Every third is some vulgarity. They come in a nice package, but you unwrap it, pure rot. Like I said, I'm not going to stay on here all day. I just had to get that off my chest. In closing, here's Gabby Mack's 25 cents for today. Black women, do better.